Okay, I just want to do a quick video real quick. Look, I've been rolling this around in my head through the faculties of my brain for fucking weeks, man. Truth, fact, and reality. Faith and belief have nothing, have nowhere. Faith and belief are a construct. Faith and belief. Faith is the assent of the mind to the truth of what is declared by another, resting on his authority and veracity without any evidence or on any probable evidence of any kind. Belief, a persuasion of the truth or an assent of mind to the truth on the ground of evidence distinct from personal knowledge. In theology, faith or a firm persuasion of the truths of religion. Guys, faith and belief is a complete made-up construct that only exists when you give your authority over to another. That is it. Otherwise, we are in truth, fact, and reality. That is how they are skewing everything. Faith and belief are horseshit. They are a construct. They are there to put you in bondage. What is bondage? Slavery or involuntary servitude. Captivity, imprisonment, restraint of a person's liberty by compulsion. What is a slave? One who has lost the power of resistance, or one who surrenders himself to any power whatever. You guys are a slave. Your faith and belief makes you a slave. What? Okay, Richard, well, what are we supposed to do? Okay. Trust. We are supposed to have trust in ourselves. What is trust? To place confidence in, to rely on, to depend upon. Okay, why do we trust ourselves? Because we're truthful. Conformity to facts or reality, as of statements to facts, words to thoughts, motives or actions to professions. So everything lines up. Guys, what they have done is they are overloading us with so much superfluous horseshit that it creates this illusion of what truth and reality is. Okay, well, why can't any of us get to truth and reality? Because everybody's holding on to the illusion. Everybody wants to hold on to all the 3D stuff. Everybody wants to give all their attention to making money. Everybody wants to give all their attention to acquiring shit. Everybody wants to give all their attention to their retirement. Everybody wants to give all their attention to fucking their car. Everybody wants to give all their attention. Do you see what I'm saying? To their addictions. Food, all you food addicts, 99.99% of you. Don't lie, you're a food addict. You don't think so? Go without food for 2 days. Stop eating today. Go ahead. Go ahead. I dare you. 2 days. Can't do it, can you? Hardly 2 hours, you cocksuckers. So what I'm trying to tell you is your faith and belief is keeping you entrapped. Faith and belief only exists because of the severe trauma we went through as children, kicked our ego in, that altar, and so our spirit took the back seat, kicked the ego, the altar in control, okay? The ego is now following whatever authorities, whatever programming it was put on, requires faith and belief, okay? Because it's all fear-based. Guys, it all goes back to the way your brain works. This is so simple. This is so incredibly simple. Because if we just were born, again, if our parents were true parents and not just agents of the state, okay, and not just indentured servants, okay, our parents are just fucks. Dude, they are nothing. They suck. You know, they suck. They bred slaves into a slavery system. And then instead of providing that slave with comfort, safety, respect, ease, liberty, and sanity, it surrounded that baby, that child, that innocent child that couldn't defend itself with an illusion, with superfluous shit, telling that child it wasn't enough, pushing poisons down its throat, pushing poisons in its mind, such as, you're not enough, I'm going to teach you how to sleep. I'm going to teach you how not to want another human contact. I'm going to teach you how to be by yourself. I'm going to teach you how to learn. I'm going to teach you how to eat. I'm going to teach you everything, right? So we're bringing these, we are literally from slave think, our parents are putting us in bondage from day one. And, you know, naming, numbering, and inventorying us into a slavery system. They are physically physically signing us up as slaves from birth. And what happens? So guys, the way your brain works, what happens? Your brain goes into fight or flight. Think about it. You're a little tiny baby that can't do anything. You're trying to cry. You're trying to tell it. Your soul is completely in charge as a baby. You are trying to communicate with your parents, but instead they are fucking like, I don't want to fucking hear a word out of you, you little fucking dickhead. I'm going to fucking, you know, you're going to quit crying. You're going to fucking comply. You're going to eat what I shove in your fucking face. You're going to think what I tell you to think. You're going to fall in line. You're going to test for compliance at these fucking indoctrination centers. Do you see what I'm saying? So we guys, that's why there is no trust. How can anybody trust each other? Guys, how can anybody fucking trust each other in that kind of environment? That's what I'm trying to say. You all need to understand. You don't understand because you're just like the frog in a pot of hot water that's boiling on the stove as the temperature gets turned up. It's such an incremental, slow thing that he doesn't even notice and he fucking burns to death. Guys, they're doing the same fucking thing. You have involuntarily, your parents signed you up as a slave, right? Involuntarily, your mind split and your ego took over, right? Involuntarily. But once you get to that point where you can start thinking and you have a chance to reason and you see that shit's fucked up, instead, what happens is, this is how you consent to all this horse shit, this faith belief, giving your authority away, being in bondage and a slave to all this superfluous horse shit they want to throw at you. This is how you become a slave to that, is voluntarily when you get older, is by continuing to use your faculty of reason, right? Thinking, and not letting it get any farther than that. You're not reasoning, you're just thinking. And you're going, oh, well, it's just the way it is. Well, I'll just figure out the best way to survive in this fucked up system. You know, that shit is what I'm talking. You guys, that is a slave mentality. That is inhuman, completely inhuman. And if you think you're helping anybody, if you think that's a good thing, if you're like, oh, well, I'm just minding my own business, praising Jesus and sitting here and I'm not bothering anybody, what am I doing wrong? You're feeding your ego. You're feeding into the system. The system is obviously set up because they're feeding off of our energy from our egos. If we get rid of our egos, we get rid of all this superfluous shit, we get back immediately into truth, fact, and reality because that's all that exists in our soul. We have no space for all of this faith, belief, and horse shit and billions of different, you know, thoughts and thinking on shit and fucking all that shit's just horse shit, guys. Humanity is so simple and easy. Everything in this 3D realm is just complete lie.